yesterday was to explain how are leaking the Lawson problem. Lawson. Then we have, in fact, we have for Lawson, for minimal theory in S3, we have theorem which is under of Killian-Schmidt, which states that if a torus is properly embedded in S3 is Clifford torus. And we would like use these technicals to prove that the unique then use these techniques to prove that unique, that if X from sigma to S2 crosser embedded, then sigma is foliated by circles. And it is a work in progress with Martin Schmidt and myself. Then I will not talk about that because I have not the preprint ready to give to the public. But I will give you all the two problems are related, and I will give you some idea and form. Well, the technique used here is you take a bad candidate, which is an embedded torus, and you try to deform it to the Clifford torus. Then we can try to study the inverse problem, take a Clifford torus and try to deform this Clifford torus, or look for the flat cylinder and try to deform this flat cylinder. What are the isolated property that this surface is sharing? Well, then what I'm saying is O2C. I'm saying that in S2 crosser, in fact, we have flat torus in S2 crosser. I think here it is geodesic, horizontal geodesic, and the metric is flat torus, gamma crosser. The metric is actually flat. In S3, the period is quite different. It is 2 pi. In S3, the period, there is a more smaller period, which is 2 pi pi. It is coming from the fact that these two surfaces are isometric and that the Clifford torus is has several circles. One is these two circles in this homology class, and the other one are the circle linking Villarceau circle coming from the Hopf projection. And since the Villarceau circles r of length 2 pi, then it is this circle is more adapted to this situation. Then what is the point of view? Here it is a torus. Then we relax the period to find an annulus. Relax period. To get covering an annulus covering the torus. Well, and then if I have two ways, practically, I can, what are my, if I keep this period closed, I am looking for an annulus which is bound Alexandrov embedded annuli. It is Alexandrov embedded. If I keep gamma 1 closed, then the annulus is Alexandrov embedded. Alexandrov embedded, it means that it is a bond of the solid annuli. And these curves bond this disk. If I keep gamma 2 closed, then A is Alexandrov embedded. Then this homological curve is bonding this disk. This one is bonding this disk. Then, if I keep this homological curve, I have an annuli which is bonding the exterior, the non-compact components here free, which is in S3 a solid cylinder. But if I keep gamma 3 off circle, then A, no bonds, is not Alexandrov embedded. Then in fact, what we are looking in S2 crosser for this grid circle, in some sense keeping the annulus bonded, as in the S3 case, will produce, can be viewed as some annulus, but which are not good property. Then we are not very interested in this annuli, but I would like to try to say that in some fact, this annuli produced by Plateau problem, looking for very two such Villasov circles, and moving one and solving the Plateau problem, produce an annuli which are the natural family of to be the Riemann family in S3, but with not share good embedded property. Then to see that, we maybe have to understand. To understand that, we would like to understand the period problem here. And it is what I will introduce in this the rest of the conference. First, how to construct surfaces in S2 crosser. Then first, I'm looking SU2. such that S square plus B square is 1. And I remark that it is like S3. And if I call sigma 3 ion 2 1 0 0 mission 3, I can define the unitary subgroup of SU2. And I refer that if X, Z is in R3, I have the identification with M is ion 2, Z, X minus EY minus Z. Okay, and then I have some scalar product which is given by the trace of M1, M2, X1, X2, Z1, Z2, and M square, let the M X square plus Y square plus Z square. Then, yeah, it is minus here. Then G, when I'm looking MG, M minus 1G, MG minus 1, for G, which is S2, SU2 acts as an isometry, and act as isometry. And then what I'm looking is that if M is of type T G bar, then that M square is, with sigma 3 is like that, is 1. Okay. Then M is 1, it means that you are in SU2, S2, you are in S2. Then SU2 in S2 act like that, T bar, and the fiber are U1. And the fiber are U1, then S2, SU2 are U1 are bijective. Okay? Then I want to construct an harmonic map. Harmonic map. Then I will refer to a parameter that I will explain after in U1, and such that and G lambda will be of the forms. Then I will do Fz sigma 3 F left Z minus 1. And then I'm trying to find for F lambda Z for sigma to SU2. Okay. Then what as to F minus 1? Then lemma, Sim-Bobenko formula. Then it is the Sim-Bobenko formula for harmonic path, which refer to people who find this representation for harmonic map. f minus 1 df is solution, f is solution of this equation. E, voilà, tac. Z plus 1 fois minus 4 hop. And E lambda oméga moins. Voilà, which is refer à alpha lambda omega, it is depending on some real function omega, and f. Then I put a parameter lambda, why not, which is in fact the conjugate of the surface, and it is identity at the point 0. Then okay. Then what we can see is that f is solution of 1 and J is harmonic is the same to say that the function that you have chosen in this system is solution of Nash-Gordon equation. Okay? Then maybe demonstration is quite simple. It suffices to prove that G, we know that G is harmonic only if Q, the holomorphic quadratic differential, is holomorphic. Okay, and we have to check the condition under this system exists. Huh? To see that df is alpha prime dz plus alpha seconde dz bar, and to check the integrability condition, huh? Then we have f alpha prime, f zz bar is fz bar alpha prime plus f alpha prime z bar, which is f z alpha seconde plus f alpha seconde z. Then we have that the compatibility condition, it is f alpha seconde alpha prime. Then f alpha prime alpha seconde plus f alpha seconde z. Then we have the compatibility condition is alpha prime z bar minus alpha z seconde is the commutation of alpha prime alpha seconde. And in fact, if you are looking this matricial equation, here you see that the condition is exactly this condition, because alpha z bar is exactly the Laplacian of omega z z bar, and you will be happy with a bracket that's exponential to omega sin omega cos omega. Then there remains then this Laplacian omega in place, that it is a solution, and we have to compute that Q, which is JZZ dz square. Okay, and in fact that this is the determinant. Okay, and when we can compute that fz gz in fact is fz f minus 1 moins f minus 1 f z f minus 1, yes, and it is f alpha the bracket f minus 1. Then q is 4 that the gz, and it is that of the bracket of alpha prime sigma 3, and it is exactly, since sigma 3 is diagonal, the product of these two off diagonal entries, and it is actually, since I put 1, 4 inside, it is lambda minus 1, 1, 4 dz square, and for lambda, since lambda is constant, it means that Q is holomorphic since it is a constant. Well, I would like to remark that for every df of beta minus 1, lambda minus 1, gamma 0, dz plus something after, which is in some sense a conjugate, then Q is beta minus 1, gamma 0, 4 on lambda. Then the off diagonal shares the differential quadratic. Then when you prescribe here that the off diagonal is constant, is 1, 4, it means that you are parameterized annually by third coordinate. And you don't have to prove that the third coordinate is satisfies the period condition. If then x, which is f minus 1 sigma 3 f y is minimal immersion. Then this periodic. Then since the third coordinate is periodic, we will keep this term like that, and we will try only real period. Well, then, in fact, then we have what we remark is that is an immersion in S2 cross R. Then, and that F is in reality the extended frame of constant mean curvature surfaces. And then it means that this is exactly the Gauss map of CMC surfaces in R3, which mobile frame defined by F. And then we have Sim-Bobenko formula that we can extend the conjugate of this surface in S3, and then X, if I looking, is given by F lambda F minus 1 minus lambda X is a minimal immersion in S3. Okay? and for any lambda. Okay. In fact, if you are looking lambda 0, lambda 1, X is an immersion of HE lambda 0 plus lambda 1 on lambda 0 minus lambda 1. Okay, and then, voilà. Then, in summary, locally we have omega. There is two questions. How to solve one and how to close the period to get an annulus. Well, and one of the nice property is a finite type property. It is very helpful in this case. Finite type property has been introduced by Hitchin in 1909 and very well explained by Pinkel-Sterling in 1994. And it takes roots in the Cordovec-de Vries setting equation. Then Hitchin, Pinkel-Sterling, finite type. Then what we can say, the most easy definition, and if an object or the it is of finite type, then the kernel of the Jacobi operator on bounded function has finite dimension. Okay. Then this definition is well known for the compact torus, and in fact, embedded then lemma. It is a remark of Schmidt and I. If A is properly embedded in S2 cross R, then A has finite property. And why? We use a theorem of local of Mix Perez-Ross. Oh, yes?
You're talking about the
finite
bounded, which one, bounded curvature first?
Yeah. Yeah? This one. If Laplacien plus Q on an annulus S1 cross R as uniformly bounded potential, then L has finite kernel. Has finite dimensional kernel.
Bounded. Bounded.
Yeah, point.
Bounded point, bounded.
Yeah. then it is of finite. Then what we have to check the hypothesis is that for examples, well, I will prefer use, in fact, some changing this definition and looking at the place of the Jacobi operator. I prefer to look for Laplacian 0 plus CH2 omega, the operator which is the linear reset of Synnach-Gordon equation. Linear reset of Synnach-Gordon equation. And I say that practically, if L tilde has a bounded finite dimensional kernel, then it is of finite type. Then to prove that L tilde is bounded is from omega in C0 norm is bounded. And in this theory, we have a very nice theorem of curvature estimate with of Mix-Rosenberg for properly embedded, which says that if A embedded in S2 cross R, then the curvature of A is uniformly controlled by the flux, third coordinate of the flux, where F3 is the integral of the conormal of any curves in the curve on the closed curve, non-trivial closed curves. And this means that A is topologically quasi-periodic in the sense that for any translation diverging sequence, then A x, y plus Tn is converging to an annulus. Then you keep the topology.
Did you say subsequence or subsequence?
Subsequence. Okay, and then it is omega is bounded because the third coordinate is depending on omega uniquely. N3 tangent omega, then if omega Pn is going to infinite on A, it implies that A, a subsequence is converging, Pn xn yn to A0, but at the 8,0, N3 is going to 1. Then it gives you an 8 curve like 8, and it is impossible on annuli to be not transverse to compact curve by maximum principle. Because if not, it gives you something like that, your connected components bounded. impossible. Then omega is uniformly bounded on every annuli. And then we can apply this theorem. This means that this linearized Synnach-Gordon equation has finite bounded kernel. What we do with that? Then we have a Backlund transformation for Jacobi fields. If Laplacien UN hypote lambda for the fun U lambda n is 0, then U lambda n plus 1, which is 4 lambda square lambda n zz minus 4 lambda omega z U phi lambda n, where phi z is and phi z bar is minus. Then U lambda n plus 1 is Jacobi. Satisfied. Is 0. And then we can construct U0 is 0, U1 is omega z, and U2 is 4 lambda square omega z minus 2 omega z cube, and the third one is like omega z minus dash this z omega z square plus every terms homogeneous in 5 degree. But since it is finite dimensional, you cannot produce an infinite sequence. And at what moment finite type mean that there exists n such that un is 1 n minus 1 a g i ui plus bi uy. The bar is like that. Well, and we say that following the n, which refer with the first Jacobi like that, we say that we are in type 0, type 1, 2, 3. Okay? Then, for example, if n is 2, we have omega z minus 2 omega z cube is a omega z plus b omega z bar. Well, and it is in some sense a deformation of the metric. And what about Schiffman? Then if omega t is a deformation of the metric, it corresponds to a deformation of the frame and I'm looking only at the order 1. And what happens we have that there is a, by the symmetry of the curves, we can remark that you have this for any lambda which is C. Then for lambda in C, F is in SL to C, but for lambda on the circle, F is in SU2. Because alpha omega is in the Lie algebra SU2 or SL2C following the value of lambda. Then we have that T1 lambda bar is minus T lambda. And it is a skew-Hermitian matrix, skew-Hermitian. And what about alpha? Alpha F minus 1 dft is alpha t. And I can see that df, then dft is df0 plus t df key plus f key to t square, and it is ft alpha. Then alpha 0 plus t d alpha dt dot t square, and then you have that df f alpha chi plus e is f key alpha plus f0 d alpha dt, and it is related to Lax equation, which is the where is my up sorry, which is d key plus the bracket of alpha key. Okay. And this Lax equation then this equation means when you have Jacobi fields, like after a sequence of Jacobi fields, you have we can say that to each Jacobi fields un, where omega t plus t u, like I have a key n, which is definite. And when I'm looking, for example, if I'm looking to Jacobi fields, which in some sense no move the metric, then no change the metric, then I have omega no change the metric, and d alpha dt is 0. And then I have, for example, if I'm looking for un minus some AA ui bar, which is 0, in fact, what it means? It means that you don't change the metric. Then implies that d alpha dt is 0, since alpha only depends on omega. And then you have that the corresponding forms, the sum of the key n inside, satisfies the Lax equation with alpha. Voilà, it is a very nice equation. It is 0 for some algebraic forms Kn corresponding to this deformation coming from this deformation of the metric. Well, and I have, in fact, since psi is lambda g minus 1 on 2, okay, then psi is in the Lie group SL2C, which is sum of g psi d lambda d, such that psi minus 1 is 0, 0, 1, 0, and to have a constant non-zero quadratic holomorphic differential, and the fact that this reality condition is doing is given by minus t psi g minus 1 minus d bar. This is a vectorial space. Psi lambda is, for example, a matrix of polynomial beta and gamma lambda. Well, and what about Schiffman? What about Schiffman? I recall that Schiffman solution of and then I have xt is x0 plus tu n normal plus tau t square. And in fact, it's not very good because n, I would like to find, in fact, some horizontal components in such v t, well, w x y tau t square, in such a way that we preserve gt and the metric. Okay? And then it means that it is more or less y plus tu omega, hyperbolic tangent omega, plus t w. Then w is something, w here and v here. Then v is minus u tangent omega first. Then if this, I cancel this at the first order, I have a lot of chance to preserve the third coordinate at the first order. And then v, I put v. And now I will compute what is the changing in the f. Or the changing, what is the changing in the metric. Then I want define w in such a way that the metric is keeping conformal, which is means that gt square, gx square t square is gy minus gy t square is 1 and gx gy 0, and I put all my then g de t is enough complicated. Well,
Are you doing this information on a kind of flat stalling thing on the side?
No.
And you said something about not changing the metric?
What?
And now you're not now you're doing what? The deformation?
No, I don't make deformation. I integrate Schiffman.
The shipment, okay.
I'm integrating Schiffman. I follow the flow by
So
Schiffman.
gravity is the
Yeah, Schiffman is a
portion.
Jacobi field, then there is an equation beside. It is, I'm flowing Schiffman, and if I'm looking that with J de t is J de t is J plus t w j x moins t u sh oméga cos oméga plus u th oméga jy plus tau t square. Then I'm putting this relation in this relation, and I will try to find w, because I know v, I know u, and I know w. It is for any Jacobi field. And I find the condition, which was computed by Pascal Romont, and which is wy is omega u omega x, and wx is minus square omega u and y. And then it is nice, and after I compute the change of omega, because this jx tie is cos carré omega t, and I write that cos carré omega t is cos omega 0 plus t2 cos omega sin h omega d omega dt plus tau t square is gt square, and then I found that d omega dt, the variation of the metric, is something like that. Okay. And then what happens? I'm putting Schiffman inside all this formula. And I recall that Schiffman is omega xy omega x omega y, and in fact it is an imaginary part of a complex Jacobi field, which is omega zz minus omega z square, and the real parts of the imaginary part are Jacobi fields too. And when you put u in this formula, you integrate, you have w, which is omega xx minus omega yy, something like that, tangente hyperbolique omega plus omega x square minus omega y square, and then you have d omega tt. And you put all that here, since you have w, and you find that it is minus 2 real part of omega zz minus 2 omega z cubed minus omega x4. And this is it's the perturbative terms of the Cordovec-de Vries equation, with the terms linear like that. And Cordovec-de Vries equation. Then, in minimal surface theory, mix Perez-Rose, find the same surface with these terms. And they integrate these surfaces. And I will make some furthermore. I will comment later. Well, then what we say, in fact, that when Schiffman is 0, it's not moving the metric. It is 0 here. And then, in some sense, omega z minus 2 omega z cube is a linear combination of omega z and omega z bar. Then it is genus 2, US is 0, implies that you are genus finite type of genus. It depends of the constant, but of 0, 1, or 2, but no more. Well, then, and the same works in some sense in H2 crosshair. And then the whole surface that I found with Daniel are of genus 2 in the hyperbolic H2 crosshair. Then, and all the surface that we need to unbalanced surface, I guess, are of genus 2 maximum. Okay. I think, I conjecture. Then, what can I say? Then I would like to reconstruct, giving genus 2, for example, you can reconstruct a surface. Then what we get, proposition for recall psi, which is Laplacian lambda polynomial killing fields. I defined early. There exists psi z from R2 SL2C such that d sigma z is psi alpha psi where gamma lambda minus alpha lambda, then alpha psi is alpha 0 minus alpha 0 beta minus 1 lambda minus 1 gamma 0 dz plus the terms dz bar. Then I take one matrix. I solve this equation, and in fact I use an Iwasawa decomposition, doing the following. Iwasawa decomposition. Say that from a matrix like that, which is a polynomial killing field, I can integrate directly my f by remarking that lambda SL2C, which is a loop groups, is diffeomorphism to SU2 qua L plus SL2C. And what is L plus? L plus is a matrix which share only a positive polynomial in lambda. And then when I'm looking any application from phi which is S1 in lambda SL2C, I can find a decomposition phi in F in lambda SL, which is in lambda SU2, and B is as only positive, are only terms entries in the positive, positive power of lambda. Then, what we can say that exponential z psi here, z psi for any matrix like that is f lambda b, and f is exactly what we want. It is satisfies, and f satisfies df lambda is alpha lambda psi, and moreover sigma psi z is f minus 1 psi 0 f lambda. Yes, and it is very practice. Okay? And now, then, from any polynomial matrix, we can solve this equation simply by making the Iwasawa decomposition like that. But this is very mysterious. It's very difficult to explain in general case what happens there, because this splitting is solving the equations, and it is nonlinear equations. It is something. And when you have these terms, you solve this alpha lambda psi, prefer like that, and here you have the quadratic of differential, and moreover, you solve in the same time this equation by conjugation. And this gives you a nice structure for study the period problem on minimal annuli. Ah, yeah. Well, we have 5 minutes. Right. Well, then, okay. Okay, and now I can define the spectral curve. And the spectral curves are given by nu lambda in C2, new identity minus psi, which is nu square minus a lambda on lambda, because there is a pole in this beta. And what happens? Sigma is doesn't depend on z, because det de psi z is trace of d psi, and it is trace of the commutant, which is 0. Well, and then the spectral curve is well defined, okay? And depending on lambda, and it is and it has some reality condition symmetry. You have a symmetry. Roots alpha I of a lambda are conjugate to the conjugate here, because you have some symmetry. And what happens? You want to see the periods problem. And the period problem, you want look x plus tau, and then you define a monodromy matrix, which is f z plus tau minus 1 f z. It is the change of the period, and G is periodic if only if M is plus or minus 1 identity. And what happens now? What happens now? That you can, in fact, if f de 0 is identity, you can see that lemma is very important, that the M, the monodromy matrix, is commuting with the psi here. And then this property implies that the eigenvalue of M lambda, which I'll call mu plus and mu 1, are function defined on sigma. Okay? And when, in fact, mu is a holomorphic function, and since that the M de lambda is 1, because it is in SU2, then we have mu plus mu 1 is 1. Okay? And they share, by studying the commutation, because mu and psi has the same eigenvector. Then by studying O is mu, you can see that mu has a very nice property, is that first mu has essential singularity at 0 and infinity. At 0 and infinity, and of such that log de mu has simple pole. And the second one is that mu is plus or minus 1 at each branch point. Then, now we want deforms annulus. And we want deform annulus means that we want deforms, to deform annulus, we want deforms the algebraic construction that we make, then deforms A lambda. Then to deform A lambda, what happens? We are, for example, with the Clifford torus, or the S2 crosshair, and we know that at lambda is 1, mu tau, when tau is given by x plus 2 pi, is we have mu tau and f1, for example. F1 is well defined. Then mu tau, when you are looking like that on 0 to pi, mu tau is the first time that f is plus or minus identity. Then mu, log de mu is e pi, and you can explicitly compute the period in this. And after, if one times you fix the holonomy of this period, you want deformed the S2 crosshair annulus, and then to deform you want pass from genus 0, from genus 1 or genus 2. And to deform in genus 1, genus 2, that the properties that you want to keep is that preserves the period map. And to preserve the period map, you need to have that mu is plus or minus 1 at each branch point. Then if you want to make a cut like that, with 2 branch points, you have, for Riemann, for example, Riemann is genus 2, you have to minus 1 here, mu is 1 here, and when this slit is converging to a point, you have a double zero of mu. But since you know exactly what is mu, like the mu is B0 lambda is B1 on Racine square roots of lambda, because it is an holomorphic differential, you can apply Riemann-Roch. And then you can compute explicitly this lambda to find that in reality there is some other lambda where you have some zero. But if you change of in the holonomy and you make pi from the Clifford torus, you don't find only one point. You find 2 points in this holonomy where you can open the spectral course. But when you are preserving this shorter period, you find you have to change the coefficient here because mu is another function depending exactly on the period. For each period, you have a function mu. And you close the period if the mu is globally defined on the spectral course. And then for this period, you find only one point where you can open, then Clifford torus can be opened only in genus 1, and which is some onduloid example. Then for this reason, in the algebra, you find that what I'm claiming that in some sense, when you open this period, which corresponds to half circle in S3, you can define in the philosophic way the Riemann example.
You can find what?
Riemann family example in S3. Which is genus 3.